and welcome back. It's so great to see you, and it's so great to finally be able to show you what really I concluded in here, and it's so interesting for me as well to go through this topic of this root chakra. So first of the chakras in this 7 chakras system that we are going to go through to the following weeks. So today the root chakra, the chakra that is so profound, so interesting, that it's worth really to start with that one on the very beginning. So to welcome all of you that are live, this is the path of chakras, and this is the module 5. It's root chakra deep dive, and how it unveiled for me, or what perspective I see with this chakra, and how I recognize it right now, how I can recognize those elements that happen for me right now. More about my stories will be after we finish the series with all those chakras, but I will try to as well embed some of my experience into really showing you how it worked. So this is so interesting to go through this journey. So as you see, we are on week 3, and this is the module 5, and this is the basis of what we are doing. So this is this human hero's journey that we are going through as human being. And right now I know it even to a better degree that this is really what we are going through on our human hero's journey. So starting with root chakra, through sacral chakra, through solar plexus chakra, and heart chakra, throat, third eye chakra, and crown chakra, we are going through the journey. This journey is backed by the energies that are inside of us. The most important one that enables the spiritual growth for us is the one called the Kundalini energy. And this Kundalini energy is this energy that really starts, it's really this journey to go with Kundalini energy from the base chakra, because it's located in the base chakra, the root chakra, and it goes up through all the chakras until the top. And it has some stops where it stops, so if it reaches certain point, it does not go back to the root chakra itself, because this, let's say, game is about really pushing the Kundalini, enabling as well to have the environment to push the Kundalini up so that it stays up, not necessarily goes a bit up and goes back down. So this is as well this element of path that we are here on. And just to show you this highlight, this is this high level view. So the root chakra is on the very basis of the spine. Some say that it's not the best region to have it, but by design we have it in there for a purpose as well, in there for specific functionality. So as you see in here, this is this slide I had on a previous webinar where I showed this basic environment of really the base chakra with all those elements around grounding, around emotions, around balance and imbalance that I highlighted. Today I will expand on most of those aspects. I will bring you closer perspective to all those aspects that you see in here, and what I thought might be the best idea is really to try to have two perspectives. One is to split this root chakra perspective into the section where you might have those questions for the root chakra and for chakras in general. So this is the idea when not necessarily you, but this is where someone that knows maybe a bit around chakra might ask questions to get even more information about those chakras, and then the next it will be like a group of questions as well, will be about what questions you could ask if you were already in this chakras elements, you knew much better, you maybe practiced a bit this chakra system organization, really alignment of the system, and this is the idea. So those questions in this section, this sections that you might ask, so these questions that are a bit maybe more basic than the next section, is that what is really this chakra thing, if someone is not resonating, not seeing it, then why do I need this chakras knowledge for? Another one is, let's say the chakras exist, but where they are located. Another one is, I can see the physical body and know that I have brain and mind. Can I see those chakras? Another one might be, are they interconnected? So if it is chakra system, when someone might say so, are they interconnected or not? What is so special about this root chakra? So already moving to this, to mentioning this root chakra and how many functions this root chakra has. So really going around, what is the purpose of having this chakra? What is this main goal that it has for us as human beings, and why it is called root or base chakra? Is there anything specific about root chakra in terms of the shape of this chakra, and how root chakra is important for my well-being on physical, mental and spiritual levels? So those questions we would try to tackle in this section. And as the first one is, what is this chakra thing? I found the very nice quote from Charles Ledbetter, the Chakras book, which is one of the quite interesting books around the topic of chakras. I used as well Charles Ledbetter information. I used other sources that are very credible to really bring you the essence of what is this chakras thing about, what is this content that can interest you, and what he mentioned, and what might be the good way of going from here, from physical aspect to really the aspect of chakras. So energy body aspect is what you see in here, when a man begins to develop his senses so that he may see a little more than everybody sees, and a new and most exciting, fascinating world opens before him, and the chakras are among the first objects in that world to attract his attention. So as well, what you see in here, what he mentions is that chakras are something that is not beyond our abilities, is just a step of our evolution that really blocks us a bit from seeing those chakras already in action, seeing them really outside, seeing them on the streets, on the people that go around, and as well those elements that you see in here his fellow men present themselves under a fresh aspect. He perceives much with regard to them which was previously hidden from his eyes, and he is therefore able to understand, to appreciate, and when necessary to help them much better than he could before, because he sees much better the context. If you see all those chakras, if you already have feeling or knowledge what they are about, if you resonate with really their color, their vibrance, their size, then you already know what is important for this human being that you are meeting. You instantly see. We mentioned about the body language. With chakras, it's as well the energetic body language. It's something even more important because it gives even more information about really how this human is constructed, where he is, because chakras highlight very well where someone is with his or her development. And as you see in here, as well, this perspective of their thoughts and feelings are expressed clearly before his eyes in color and form. It's color and form of chakras, size of chakras, color, the vibrance of the chakras, the stage of their development, the condition of their health before become obvious facts instead of mere matters of inference. The brilliant coloring and rapid and incessant movement of the chakras bring them immediately under his observation, and he naturally wants to know what they are and what they mean. So this is this aspect that has been mentioned and is so important. And what is even more important is really as well to understand this whole context of chakras and what is this general perspectives of what they are and how they work. So in Hindu scriptures, in yogi culture, in Bhagavad Gita, chakras are mentioned as this whirling energy centers, and as well in relation to some other perspectives, they are as well major acupuncture points. So it's two in one because they are the main centers of energy, and they are very, very important from our perspective. As you see as well, they are very important part of energy body because they are the direct connectors of energy body to physical body. So they are really this connecting elements that is connecting both of them. Usually, as you see, and as I was mentioning before, they are presented as lotus flowers with certain number of petals depending on the chakra, and usually this number of petal increases with this chakra location. The closer to the crown chakra, the more petals you have. In crown chakra, it's nearly 1,000 petals for this lotus flowers, and that is simply amazing how it is constructed and how it works. And additionally, as you see, usually this location as well is this connectivity to the vital organs on physical body level. And as well, chakras function as control, and sometimes they affect the psychological and spiritual conditions of our body. The physical body has vital and minor organs, and energy body, as you see in here, it has couple of numbers of different types of chakras, so not necessarily only major chakras that we are speaking about, and we are speaking only about 7 chakras, but as well in pranic healing you can find that there is 11 chakras, even 12, and 12th one is quite special one, but we are talking about this core 7 chakras that are aligned just in line of the spinal cord, the spine, and this is the basis of our talk as well today. So those chakras, this major, minor chakras, and these mini chakras, they form a network. I will talk about it later on, but it's not necessarily only this connectivity from top to bottom and up, but as well connectivity to these smaller chakras, the minor chakras that are located around the body, as well to the mini chakras that as well connect even farther to fingertips, as well, where they basically go from fingertips to this minor chakras as connection, then from this connection to the major chakras, and it's like a really a network, like you have the networks in the workplace, you have networks at home. In here, this is like a human being network of chakra, so these energy points, and they are at least in couple of perspectives. They are energy vortices, they are energy transformers, so not only they circulate the energy and work with the energy, they transform energy from the spiritual energy, from pranic energy to physical energy, and other way around as well. They are power stations for major and vital organs, so really they charge those organs, they make those organs works, and usually this chakras as well has top and bottom part, and they are usually rotating in opposite direction with variable speed. This variable speed meaning that usually if this chakra is working well, if this chakra is really stabilized, it works as well-oiled machine, so really the rotation is very fast. On the other hand, if it is underdeveloped, it spins in slow motion maybe, but it still spins fast enough to really consume this energy. So working and speed of the chakras, not necessarily as well the size of the chakras, is one of the critical elements. As well as you see in here, the size differs as well. It's quite related to evolutionary development of certain person, and usually it's from 2 inches, which is for people that really have some mental problems. Usually this is in line with the scriptures, but the regular size is about 3 to 4 inches on average. It's like in masses, you can say, and as you see in here, for the ones that are very developed, so yogis, advanced yogis, the saints, sometimes as mentioned as well by Master Choa Kok Sui, is that there are some yogis that think they are yogis, but not necessarily pranically. When the pranic healer sees these energies, they look like a real yogis because their chakras say different story. But as well, it's related to saints in Christianity, and as well as you can see that not necessarily it's 18 inches max. It might be even 2 meters or more. Each chakra, 2 meters or more. Imagine how vibrant this certain person might be, how vibrant this might be, really to show you that this chakras thing is not something that is quite easy. And just to show you, and it's basing on Charles Ledbetter book The Chakras, which was published in 1927, is that basically this is this picture of rotating base chakra. This is the base chakra that has been imagined, and as you see in here, it is split like in 4 elements, and basically it forms a cross as well inside, and you see that there are 2 elements that are more in red and 2 more in orange. It's this pranic energy that is being produced or being consumed by this chakra, because as well this white light hinted with the violet, the purple color that lands in us as human beings, is being consumed and transformed by chakras as well. Those different colors, they have different purpose. So why would we need really this knowledge of chakras? What is this purpose of really having this in the back of our mind, being aware of it? Is that we usually, if we don't discover something, if we don't have enough arguments, the likelihood or confidence that we have is really not that existing, and this is really to accustom ourselves, and that we are not living only in the sensory reality. We live in as well higher aspects of ourselves, and we can recognize those higher aspects of ourselves, and we can discover as well that they are quite similarly modeled as the physical organs. And additionally, from this perspective, do you see any physical organs on daily basis, not covered, not visible really, but do you see them on daily basis, or really do you see that this is this great perspective that we have in here as well? What is this knowledge for? Is really to what we describe, to discover the map of your specific human journey. It's as well to discover the profile of challenges you can have while you progress through your journey. It's to feel how magnificent beings we've been created. As well, recognize that life energy is something that we are given, and this last aspect, but probably most important in here, is to learn to love each aspect of yourself and your journey, as it is why we've been put here on earth, to love all those aspects that we are lacking, that we didn't yet consume. Not only physical aspects, not only the mental aspects, all our aspects, all our emotions, all those things that are important for us as holistic human beings. And this other question that you might ask is, let's say that those chakras exist and where they are located. As I mentioned, we are focusing on this seven chakras perspective, and they basically are located along the line of erected spine. So if you sit comfortably, if you just make your spine really properly straight, when you push the shoulders back, when you open your chest, this is the line of where the chakras usually are, with the starting from the base of the spine and moving up through the sacral areas, through this either navel areas or solar plexus areas, because as well this is how we are moving, as well the heart area, the throat area, then the third eye area between the eyebrows and this crown chakra area. We are really moving through all those chakras, and this as well is quite interesting as how it works and how it is interconnected. And as another question that has been mentioned is that I, as human being, I can see clearly, or I am aware of the physical body and know that I have brain and mind. Can I see those chakras? Yeah, so we want to see everything usually, and this journey of chakras is usually told to be best explained in experience. We are here put on earth to experience everything that is happening, and without this experience of really chakras, experience of maybe Kundalini awakening, because as well it might wait for you when you are ready, when you are aligned, where you go out of this only physical needs that you might have, when you go above these physical aspects, but not neglecting them, but really appreciating them and using them as well to push this energy up, then you might discover this new world of chakras, new world of energy. As you see, the clairvoyants, they are able to see this layer of us as human beings, but not necessarily they all have chakras that are already that well developed. It's not really the case that it's always possible. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. Additionally, it might be as well what I mentioned, the matter of enlightenment or effect of some meditation techniques as well that can give you this perspective, like this Kundalini yoga that can enable you to more quickly prepare yourself and open up to this Kundalini energy flow, which is the essence of what we should achieve. But it's as well, the Kundalini is said to be this destructive energy that is not necessarily available on the first step to be safely used without you first being prepared. So as well, this is important that we receive this knowledge, we receive this experience when most likely we are already on the stage of being prepared, we are already open to this experience. So additionally, as you see in here, there are some techniques about this open eye techniques, focus and unfocus techniques that sometimes you can, if you do this unfocused technique, sometime you can see these particles flying, and that is happening. This is possible. It's like something new. Like sometimes maybe if in winter you open up the window, you see how the air goes out through the window. You see this disturbance in the view, disturbance in seeing the external environment, but as well, there are some experiences like dark room experience where you can discover this body glowing effect, and you can see how your body as well is really emanating with the light. That might be as well profound experience for you, really, to discover that we are not really the dark matter. We are as well resonating, we as well have this light in us that we emanate. And all this, it might happen or not necessarily will happen on your path. It's not only up to your choices, it's as well up to your preparedness, up to your self-alignment, up to your willingness to participate as well in things like meditation, things like yoga postures, all those things that can enable you really to rediscover your body on the next level and be open to this new experience. So just moving on to checking further, if they exist, then are they interconnected? So those ideas behind chakras is that they are transformers of energy traveling through them. This life energy that is in line with couple of traditions, as you see, the yogi tradition, the tantra, the pranic healing flows into human beings. This life energy through the crown chakra from top travels down through the spinal cord, through other chakras, interconnections to the root chakra, and then back up. So you will see that as well we have this channels, not necessarily only like chakra to chakra and something in between, but there are in between those specific channels for the flow of the energy, and usually on junctions we have the specific chakra. So there are chakra triggers on spinal cord, and this kshetrams, so really reflections of original chakra trigger points that extend the surface of the body. So not necessarily the navel chakra or solar plexus chakra is located here directly on the chest. It is usually the connector is on the spinal cord, but in here you have like a reflection, like maybe like a microphone that if you really resonate here, if you really focus in here, then as well it resonates back to the original location on the spinal cord. And as well you see that this life energy in Kabbalah's tree of life, and Kabbalah is this Jewish mysticism that we will explain later on, travels through the sephiroths, and those sephiroths, they resemble chakras in this yogi tradition. Is like a flow from top to bottom. In there it's more of a flow of a lightning. It's like from the top one to the left side, right side, then across down. So this is quite interesting how this is as well reflected in some other traditions. In this Kabbalah tradition, the top chakra, top entering point is this Keter, so as well crown, and it goes down to the kingdom, it's Malkut. So it's quite interesting how they are interconnected as well, how those traditions, they speak about same thing. So basically, why they are speaking about same thing? Are they speaking about same story, about same abstract, or they are really telling us something that is in there to make us aware, and we are not really in line with what is available to us, because we are so closed in our physical aspect to go further. So as I mentioned already, this interconnection, it's highlighted as a network of major, minor and mini chakras spread over whole body, when each upper level chakra interconnects to the lower level chakras. Additionally, this interconnection is with this elements called granthis, so those physical knots in physical body, that they are the places, they are the locations that can block this Kundalini energy from being awakened. So as you see in here, there are three major elements that are flowing in here. It's this Brahma Granthi, it's in root chakra, it's this attachment to physical pleasures, material objects, excessive selfishness, negativity, lethargy and ignorance. Another one is this Vishnu Granthi, it's in heart chakra, it's emotional attachment to people, inner psychic visions, tendency toward passion, ambition, assertiveness. And the third one is this Rudra Granthi, it's in third eye chakra, it's attachment to ego and duality. And chakras work as interchange between physical, astral and causal dimension. That is as well this interconnection that chakras have. They can convert the subtle energy into physical energy. They can convert again the physical energy back to the mental energy, as well the physical to subtle as well. This is possible. Those are those possibilities that you have in chakras. And additionally, what I was mentioning, usually they are located on intersection of three nadis. So those nadis are those energy channels. Usually in the book The Chakras as well, you have highlighted on the cover those three lines that go from the bottom to the very top and as well connect to the crown chakra. And those are these energy channels. It's Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. So just to depict, this is how those major chakras are connected to the spine, and how those external connection points are located. And you can see in here how fascinating it looks like already to see that we have something more besides our physical and mental aspect. Additionally, a very important topic in terms of chakras in general is this alignment or balancing, and this question, what does it mean in practice really to balance the chakras? So as usual, there is this short answer and there is this long answer. The short answer is that basically the alignment is stabilizing us as human beings to function to best of our physical, mental and spiritual abilities, to enable as well the unblocked flow of life force, because we want to have no obstacles for the Kundalini energy, because if when it starts it just goes, it is the energy that charges everything, but as well highlights quite intensively those elements that haven't been prepared for this Kundalini flow. As well, those alignments enable our physical organs to work properly, as they are attached to chakras, and this alignment is so important. As well, this is evolving in self-development on all levels of us as human beings, connecting to our higher selves in our earthly journey to take best path possible, being excited about everything that happens in life, connecting back to loving the world and our journey, living in love, joy and appreciation of all the circumstances that happen, because when you are aligned with your chakras, when your awareness rises, you start to see that there is no situation, there is no coincidence that happens, but everything happens on purpose on your journey. What does it mean in practice? This longer version, which we might expand in here, is that going through the hero's journey of growth for balancing each aspect of ourselves is one of the important points, because this is essentially this connection of aligning the chakras, really awakening the Kundalini. And this awakening of Kundalini is really this major hero's journey that we have. Additionally, we have those hero's journey that happen on each level of us as human beings, on the basic chakra level, on the sacral chakra level, on the solar plexus chakra level, on the heart chakra level, throat, third eye and the mind chakra level. Learning to love more and more parts of ourselves that we haven't yet loved enough. This is one of those aspects that as well is often connected in here, as well modeling ourselves to acknowledge the milestones of our journey, because all those openings, all those balancing of chakras becomes the milestones, becomes the purpose of your life, becomes something that you are navigating through without maybe consciously allocating, without maybe with this unconscious GPS that drives you somewhere, drives you through different paths. But if you open up to your intuition, to your true self, it lands you really in working on those aspects of you that need to be worked on. Additionally, going through the path of trials to finally grow, going through the path of trials to finally let go, and as well to finally start to learn how unconditional love works. As well, this is to discover the new abilities on the road, the new abilities that you have when you take those steps, when you let go, when you grow, when you start to love unconditionally. When you discover how the physical, mental aspects start to work with ultimate power that we didn't experience before. Discovering as well the unlimited identity outside limited ego, and learning to love this ego that sometimes wants just to protect the body. It works with its own strategy, and this is the ultimate solution for the ego. To love it, not to fight with the ego. This is most effective. So, going to this root chakra, what is so special about this root chakra that it's worth mentioning on the beginning, and why it is as well this root chakra, and why this is this keyword that it's quite often connected to something very important, is because the element that we already are aware of. This chakra is the seat of the Kundalini energy in human being. Kundalini, that is named the vital force, the sleeping goddess, the serpent power, the inner fire, the manifestation of matter. And this Kundalini is this inner knowledge for the one that is firmly discipled in body and mind, because as well this preparation element is to be responsible, to discover the Kundalini when you are ready, not necessarily when you want to, really with your ego to discover it because it's something that is interesting and you want to open up to the Kundalini. It's when you are ready, because as some say, you can really burn your circuits if it is done improperly, not necessarily really to be in bad condition afterwards, but really it might be hard path for you, and this is meant to be the path of really this final opening to just moving to this next level of us as human beings. This is as well first chakra of human being, and this is this chakra that has this mental consciousness as well. This is the starting point of really moving to mental consciousness as well, besides this survival elements that we have. As well, this chakra is this seat of safety, security and survival as mentioned, and this is first of two physiological chakras as they are called. So this chakra and the sacral chakra, and this chakra is said to be this grounding element in the chakra system. Those chakras attributes that we already mentioned, we can highlight them as well in here, that they have different colors, different symbols, they have some mantras, situations, range of experience, and as well mentioning that this lotus is the significant symbol because it resembles clearly those three stages of spiritual life. So ignorance, aspiration, and then illumination. How many functions this root chakra has? So as you might already see, those chakras, they don't necessarily have just one function. So most of this one are related to this physical aspect, but it functions as well on other aspects as well, on physiological, spiritual, and as highlighted, and it's very important for that chakra, this is this preserver, this womb for the Kundalini energy to be opened. So for those physiological functions, what they are, there are a lot of them, because this is this core chakra that connects this physical body to this energetical aspect, and this one controls, energizes the whole visible physical body. So it's critical for youthfulness and health. It energizes the bone marrow, so really the production and quality of your blood is dependent on really stabilized root chakra. It controls and energizes the muscular system. So muscular, the physical heart is a muscle, so as well this one is extremely important for the physical heart. As well, it's a location of sensing the smell. It's related to those excretory, urinary and sexual and reproductive organs. It's this location, and as well as highlighted in here for really how it connects as well to sexuality. This sexuality as highlighted in yogi tradition, it's three purposes depending on the level and frequency of the mind. It's either for procreation, for pleasure only, or open the windows of samadhi, so opening up the kundalini, and it as well can enable this or awaken the sacral area, so this aspect of opening up. As well as you see in here, the highlight from yogis is that to be yogi you must give up sex, eating and sleeping, right? No. The key is transforming the purpose and the meaning, because as well for them it's opening up these higher aspects of ourselves, because if we block this natural element of this chakra, we are ultimately blocking this kundalini energy from moving upwards. For the psychological functions, this is where those three psychic channels, nadis, origin. So Ida, Pingala and Sushumna, Ida being the mental force from the left side of the root chakra, Pingala the vital force from right, and this Sushumna the spiritual force from the center. As well as you see in here, the important element in here is really to see that there are certain types of yoga, like pranayama yoga, that can help you purify and rebalance the psychic flows in your body. And as well, this from the psychological perspective is the store of passion, store of guilt, store of complexes, as well the agony. This root chakra for the spiritual functions, this Ida and Pingala balanced, they are one of the requirements for Kundalini awakening to be sparked off. And additionally, there is something that is resembling Kundalini, but really is not Kundalini awakening. It's this pranotana traveling. It might travel from root chakra to the brain before Kundalini awakening, and not fully really open up, but sometimes it's like really to open up this path to proper Kundalini flow. Why is it called root or basic chakra? In Sanskrit it's called Muldara, sometimes by W, sometimes by U, and Mula means root or foundation. It is the root of chakra system, and it influences the root of our existence. Is there anything specific about its shape? Basically, as you saw already, traditionally it's a lotus flower with 4 deep crimson petals. As you saw, in the picture it was red and orange, just 4 zones, and when acting with any vigor, this chakra is this fiery orange red, so instantly you see the vibration, instantly you see that something energetic is going on, and it contains red and orange prana. And how this root chakra is important for my well-being on physical, mental and spiritual levels is that this is the foundation chakra that sets up the stage for other abilities, especially on physical level. It enables further development of mental and spiritual levels when stabilized, and it is mandatory to be awakened to enter higher states of consciousness on permanent basis. So this other section is where we would check what else, besides knowing these elements on basic level, what else could you ask when you might already have some perspective on really the chakra systems with already this knowledge that we have in here. So those questions are how this root chakra connects to me as human being, and on what levels primarily. I mentioned this hero's journey, how it connects to root chakra. Is the root chakra only present in yogi culture, or there is resemblance in other culture, which is quite interesting? Are there any chakras below this root chakra? So root chakra is on the spine. Is there anything below, or was there anything below? How it functions? Does the chakra, this chakra, connect us to energy sources? What are those? Is this chakra important from overall energy perspective? And what is important about it? How imbalance or low development of this chakra can manifest, and how to balance it? What external circumstances can highlight myself the potential imbalance? How I respond in certain scenarios, and what I can read from this response? And are there any good sources of knowledge about this chakra? So how this chakra connects to me, and on what levels? So this chakra, as I already mentioned, is mostly connected to this physical, material, physiological aspect. You can have those as synonyms, but basically it works on our physicality, on our body aspect. It provides energy necessarily for healthy functioning on physical and mental levels. This chakra provides grounding as well, not only on an energy level, but as well on the balanced human being level, because as well this pranic energy that flows through us is really sometimes traveling all over the place, and without proper grounding it might not work to the best of its ability. It might be the excess for the body that cannot handle it. And additionally, this hero's journey that we mentioned, what is this hero's journey element, and how it can connect really to this root chakra? So as you see in here, this core of hero's journey is from this chakra, this move of kundalini in upwards direction. If the kundalini moves up and descends back to root chakra, those are those repeated attempts that would happen. So those trials that this hero has, the trials that we have, really to enable the proper environment for this kundalini energy. If it passes the solar plexus chakra, all those serious obstacles usually disappear. And if it reaches the sacral chakra, then those emotions that we were repressing, especially those of primal nature, they express themselves, and they express themselves in quite intensive manner. We become irritable and unstable. And awakening of this chakra enables those elements that are really outside the experiences on here on physical aspect, levitation of astral body, not necessarily the physical body, but feeling of really taking off in the aspect that you don't know, feeling something but not really physically being lifted. Those out-of-body experiences, the clairvoyance and clairaudience, so really seeing the auras, seeing those chakras on other people. As well, what is important in here, this all these awakenings should be accompanied by awakening of third eye chakra, because then you would be the witness, the observer, and you will understand the process much better, and not necessarily only being involved in this flow of the energy, but already recognizing where you are. And this is as well this hero journey of breaking the animal bonds, because below this root chakra it's this animal chakras as well, that are part of the whole universe, part of this evolution that is part of what yogi tradition tells about, is this evolvement, and this body and mind bonds are being broken, and this envision of true creative potential happens. And this is quite important and interesting topic as well. Is this root chakra only present in yogic culture, or there is resemblance in other cultures? So as you see, root chakra is as well the root of the Kabbalah tree of life. It's usually denominated as number 10. This root chakra as well corresponds to acupuncture point. Most of those chakras, all of those chakras, are as well the major acupuncture points in Chinese medicine. This root chakra in Taoist yoga corresponds to Chang Kiang, which means abundance and strength. I mentioned the tree of life. It's quite important to show you as well the importance of this connectivity, because as well you see that in Kabbalah, which is meant yoga of the West, this forms the basis of Jewish mysticism. This Western mystery tradition of Kabbalah began to emerge around 2nd century and is used as a guide for exploring our inner truths. This tree of life is mentioned in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. The tree of life is broken down into 7 distinct levels, which directly correlate to the 7 chakras found in yogi traditions. The tree of life is also made up of 10 spheres, or sephirot plural, that symbolize objective energy centers and discrete states of consciousness that are available to us and are template of all creation as meant in the Kabbalah tradition of the tree of life. It's represented by both the title and number indicating its sequence in creation, each sephira acts as distinct phase in the evolution of the soul. The Tree of Life, further this correspondence of chakras to sephirot has been tightly guarded secret. Additionally, in pranic healing, these additional 4 major chakras are being highlighted, which forms total of 11 major chakras. There are 10 sephirot plus 1 hidden, the Dhat, the knowledge one, which is located here in the heart area in the Tree of Life. For the correspondence, as you see in here, it's highlighted both those regular chakras from the 7 chakras and those additional 4 ones that are found. So from the top, going from the crown, you see this Kether, it's meaning crown, directly connected to crown chakra. The Chukma is wisdom, is for the forehead chakra, which basically is on the a bit farther up than the third eye chakra, and this is part of this pranic perspective on chakras as well. You see navel chakra, spleen chakra, and main chakra as the ones from pranic healing. So, but you see in here that those chakras are interconnected with this sephira or sephirot in here, and directly the Dhat, the knowledge, is this throat chakra in here. It's a bit up from the heart. The Chesed, it's mercy, it's the heart chakra. The Gebura is strength, it's for solar plexus. Tiparet is beauty, is the navel chakra. Netzach, the victory, is the spleen chakra. The Hod, splendor or glory, it's Mengmain. Yesod, the foundation, is the sex chakra. And Malkut, the kingdom, is the basic root chakra. I was speaking about the element that there are meant those other chakras below in terms of evolution, and in here, as you see, the root chakra is the first center in human being. This root chakra is the top chakra of animal evolution. Below are petals as well. Those are types of chakras. They symbolize the evolution of animal kingdom. They connect only to sense consciousness, but not mental awareness as in human beings. There is no individual awareness nor ego in this petal system, and we have transcended these lower centers, and they are no longer functioning in us. Up to root chakra evolution takes place automatically. So really for animals, these situations happen automatically by instincts, and for us it's by awareness. Does this chakra connect us to energy sources, and what are those? So as mentioned already a couple of times, and this is so profound to be highlighted, this is the seat of Kundalini energy, this vital force, this goddess, this serpent powers, all those names, all those explanations of what really it is, this as well called destructive energy, this inner fire. It's as well the main source of physical body energy, really to be consumed by our body. It's transmuted basic energy required to proper functioning of brain and chakras of the head as well. So this energy that is being created by the basic chakra is as well partially required for these other higher organs, and this transmutes as well pranic energy into physical energy and provides grounding for the whole chakra system. And is it important from overall energy perspective, and what is important about it? This is the key really to energy conversion to physical body. This is the womb of Kundalini, that is the essence for spiritual development. Without Kundalini there is no spiritual development. This is root chakra is an awakening key to enable Kundalini energy awakening. So this is as well very important to highlight that those elements have their place and they are very important. It can manifest on many levels, but mostly focused on the physical level. The model of elements that would make this chakra weaker can be depicted by possible internal weaknesses and external threats that I will show you later on. So the first element in here to highlight as well is the imbalance. Usually in this context of our personality, it will be personality that really is negative in terms of being always victim of the circumstances, not necessarily standing strong against anything that is happening. This person that is uprooted from life once they enjoyed, they have pleasure from playing the victim role. They have this is as well this evidence of deeper psychological issues, and as well they have fears of physical or identity survival. They have fear of survival in terms of dreams, in terms of hopes, in terms of aspirations, in terms of goals, as well as highlighted in this pranic perspective. The schizophrenics, neurotics, people ridden with guilt and complexes, even suicidal people have problems with this imbalance of the chakra, as well. As we mentioned already, is the major element for the heart muscle. It's those severe heart ailments. Usually they are connected with imbalance in root chakra. The plethora of physical ailments, nearly any that you can highlight, is usually connected to the imbalance of root chakra. As well, those digestive problems are one of those elements. And what are the effects of the well-balanced one? It's this well-balanced is symbolized as benevolent mother. It's to be solid as a rock, strong foundation, support, acknowledge this uplift, this stability, regardless of the situation. This is this mother, this foundation really to us to grow as human beings. How we can bring the balance back? Already during the week we provided some ideas around what postures might be possible as well. There are affirmations, there are meditations that you can do. You can have some mantras as well that are effective for this, for really bringing the balance back. But one of the quite interesting tools is really to put yourself consciously as the victim and list all the fears you have, and then sit and along those just create the counter response to all those fears, to just show that those fears are not really something that critical. And this is the side effect of me being this architect. One of the interesting tools for analysis of really how the whole organization works is this SWOT analysis. So analyzing the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and threats. Usually it's best to start with this elements that we have the weakness or threat, and then we can highlight the strengths and opportunities. So in here, as you see, those strengths and weaknesses, usually they are connected to these internal aspects like self-sabotage, which might be converted into self-confidence, or this is this opposite side of really being out of stability, back into stability. Not non-healthy diet, focusing as well on mostly vegetarian diet, constant negative scenarios development. So this setting up goals and taking actions, not being able to settle on decision, taking decisions quickly and without hesitation, blaming oneself, and on the strengths, steering on story in stable direction, in the direction that you highlighted, and you took this captain hat and went full in. This vulnerability to limiting beliefs, of being told those limiting beliefs, being really embodied with these limiting beliefs. And here this strength aspect is looking for opportunities to grow. And as you see, and as you might be aware as well, this chest closed posture. So this posture that really blocks the energy flow. This is not necessarily only bad for the spine, bad for the shape of your back, but as well it blocks the energy flow, it blocks the oxygen intake, because as well, if you sit like this, even this breathing from the belly that is so advised by the yogi practice is not working properly when your shoulders are just front, not back, when your chest is closed, not open. So bringing the chest and arms fully open is this element of the strength. Additionally, from the external perspective, for the external perspective, we look at threats and opportunities. For the external threats, it might be this strong negative parental relationship that can really weaken your root chakra balance, bring it out of balance even more. On the other hand, what can improve is strong backing in the family that can really enable you to go over some elements around survival, safety or security. As well, from this negative perspective, from this weakening perspective, is this negative market situation, for instance, and opportunities, thriving economy. There's external ones, the pressure at work, when you are being blamed for everything that happens. On the other hand, understanding and supporting management. Losses in your business, establishing the business that thrives, that works as it should, and that has no problems in really going into proper functioning, proper resources. Demanding energetically kids, and on the other hand, kids full of joy and happiness. Lack of physical self-grounding possibilities, and on the benefits that you can practice on daily basis is this grounding, like in the garden, you go out on regular basis, really barefoot, to just ground yourself, to stay really being grounded. Not regular practices of self-maintenance. So really not taking care about this body, about the mind, about getting the proper sleep, and on the other hand, regular yoga, regular meditation, regular affirmations. What are external situations, circumstances we can highlight that can bring potential imbalance? It's reacting to external situations with instant over-exaggeration, not even letting yourself to observe the real circumstances, likelihood, magnitude of threats and resulting risk, keeping reacting in the same negative manner even though the circumstances changed. Focusing on being wounded by situation or people, returning to past painful situation without letting them go or loving the experience they gave. having weak health condition, getting cold out of nowhere, feeling exhausted on permanent basis with hints of energy from time to time, lack of energy for additional activities, dominance of instinctual reactions that sometimes might be violent, sometimes might be connected with anger. And this other aspect, how would you or I respond in certain scenarios, and what I can read from this response. For instance, when we are being locked and we couldn't go out, have I been frustrated, angry, scared, or started to plan, adapt, and set goals? When being restricted from regular rights, am I afraid, feel cornered, and caged, I don't speak up, or I highly own this disagreement that appears in me and stand for the confidence of my own right to choose? When having limited financial resources, am I focusing on the shrinking amount, or I am adapting to what are the possibilities in current circumstances? When having limited food and water supplies, am I focusing on the lack and growing in fear, or on the likely solutions that I can apply? When seeing others in weak health, am I identifying with them and seeing the justifying circumstances for own weaknesses? Or am I focusing on how I can reinforce my mind and body to have strong physical and mental health? How would I respond in certain scenarios, and what I can read as well further when not having access to internet for a long period of time? Am I cut from any activities and sources of knowledge, or I am focusing on how I can use this time to self-growth? When having no electricity for a long period of time, am I dependent on electricity for being safe to survive, or I develop my independence on single points that can fail by having manual or old-school mechanisms that can protect me? When having no fuel for the car for a long period of time, am I fully reliant on accessing remote distance locations and the dependence is permanent, or I develop my independence by being resourceful? When facing other religions, am I afraid of being attacked, offended, or I am open for unity with all that I need? Are there any good sources of knowledge about this chakra? So this is the last slide, the concluding slide of the story about this chakra. I used a couple of those books. I expanded the knowledge as well with some others, but those are the core ones that can give you this proper perspective from the ones that already not necessarily know theoretically what they are about. They know either from practice, either from this Kundalini awakening that they had, or from this pranic perspective that they used. So really, to sum it up, as previously, those are all journeys. This root chakra starts this physical aspect journey, both with sacral chakra, and lands somewhere in solar plexus, which usually is already connected to some higher aspects of ourselves. Usually is the space where we are already out of the physiological aspects, and we are moving to this mental aspects of ourselves. It's on the boundary of solar heart and throat chakra, where these mental elements, they start to work, and this threshold is this heart chakra, is this middle point of where we are going, and we are moving to these spiritual aspects on our journey, on our hero's journey, and this journey that we are all on. And this is the first highlight of where usually this journey starts for most of us. So thank you very much for your participation, and enjoy the weekend, enjoy the evening, and enjoy the beginning of maybe your new story, your new perspective of life that is part of what you discovered today. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye.